Alabama lost focus late in that game, fourth quarter against Arkansas, but they hang on to win, and that's good because this week things are going to get fun. But before we look ahead to the third Saturday in October game, the cigar matchup, one of Alabama's biggest rivals coming to Tuscaloosa, let's take one more look at Saturday, what Alabama did, maybe throw out some grades. We're doing it all right here on the Bama Tailgate YouTube channel. And I want you guys to be a part of the channel. It's really easy to do. Like and subscribe. Roll Tide, everybody. Let's talk some. So the Crimson Tide and the Arkansas Razorbacks play every single year, right? But this could really be it. This could be the last time that these teams play every year because remember, the schedule's changing. We don't know how the schedule's going to change, but I seriously doubt that Alabama and Arkansas is going to be one of those games that the league's like, we got to have this every year. And the problem is, Alabama's, the marquee school in the SEC, and they've got a rivalry against Auburn. And I know the league's not going to get rid of that one. And they got one against Tennessee. And I don't know if that one's coming back or not. That one could be lost, but that goes back a long way. They've played Mississippi State forever, every single year. Who knows what's going to happen there. LSU's become a big game when these two teams get together every single year. So Arkansas is one of those games where you figure it's probably not going to happen every year. And for Alabama, it kind of sucks, right? I mean, this is a win, 17 straight years. So going into high school, almost graduation, that kids in Arkansas have never seen their team beat Alabama, and they play them every single year, right? Alabama started out this series with Nick Saban. It was like 10-7. Now it's 27-7. Unbelievable how dominant Alabama's been against Arkansas when you look at the wins and losses. And in Tuscaloosa on Saturday, that streak continued, now up to 13-3 against them. So with the win, Alabama's 4-0 in the SEC. They're still in great position to get into the college football playoff. They're like in that Dale Earnhardt spot. They're at the end of the lead lap. They're starting to try to make their move. Yesterday on our postgame show, our friend Robert from Mobile said, hey, Alabama needs style points. I don't disagree with that. This is one of those years where there's a lot of teams in front of Alabama, but what you'll see is as the top 25 unfolds each week, Alabama keeps winning. They're going to keep floating up to the top. What you would hate, though, is to get there, the SEC's obviously not having its best year as a whole, that Alabama could somehow be the conference champ and be left out because maybe you have undefeated teams in the Pac-10 or the Pac-12 or whatever it is. But out there, they've got good teams out there. The Oregon-Washington game yesterday was fantastic. Obviously, USC got pounded by Notre Dame, which was good for us. But they've got good teams. And that's a league that's folding after this year or whatever, but it's pretty good this year. Maybe someone's undefeated out there. It could be Washington or a one-loss team that had an epic loss like Oregon and then avenged that loss later on. I don't know. But if you're Alabama, the point is that you can't build big leads against teams that you've got to beat and then lose focus. And I feel like that's exactly what happened with Alabama, is that they lost focus in that game. Tyler Booker, their offensive lineman, echoed those sentiments post-game. And with what we're looking at right now in college football, Bama has got to stay motivated and they've got to stay focused. And that didn't happen yesterday. So let's get into yesterday's game and talk about Alabama and Arkansas. By the way, the final score was 24-21, but you guys watched it. It was 24-6. Alabama's just beating them up and down the field, kicking their ass. And then this penalty, which Mick Saban said was a penalty. We didn't see exactly what happened there, but it was obviously a face mask penalty, and Arkansas seized on that. It would have been a punting situation for them. They couldn't do anything. And then all of a sudden they couldn't do anything wrong and Alabama couldn't do anything right. until the end of the game when Dallas Turner had that sack to finally put them away. All right, let's start with the offense. Good, the deep balls. Jalen Milroe has this innate ability to throw the deep ball with excellent touch, and he stays poised in the pocket, which I'm sure a lot of us wouldn't want to be in that situation with an offensive line that from play to play can look great and look awful. And he's got to stand in there, look downfield, and then find targets. And he was able to do that yesterday in the first half and then in the first drive of the second half. But then after that, things kind of fell apart for Alabama in that passing game. But Kobe Prentice had 2 catches, 93 yards. He had a touchdown. Jermaine Burton had a couple catches for 60 yards. So not quite the game that he had against Texas A&M, but was a contributor. Amari Niblack, the tight end, caught 2 balls. One was a touchdown, and then one was to put the game away in the fourth quarter. A gutsy play by Milroe to keep the ball away from Arkansas and win the game. Ja'Cory Brooks had a catch and a drop. Isaiah Bond had a catch in the game. Malik Benson had a catch and a drop. And so we really hadn't seen a lot of drops this year until this game against Arkansas, and that's something that Alabama really needs to eliminate. That was a problem that they had in the past, and this season they'd done a really good job of catching the ball. Nick Saban said it, you're a receiver, that means you're supposed to receive the ball. You got to catch the ball. Said that before the season started, and I felt like the team had done a nice job of that. All right, offense, still staying on offense. The line, you gave up 5 sacks. That sucks. You got to stop giving up the sacks. You got to stop giving up the sacks. You got to block, and that isn't just the offensive line. This is a group effort here. The running backs got to block. The tight ends got to block. Milroe, it's got to do a better job of reading the situation because on plays, they'll send more guys than they can block. The problem that Milroe has right now is that I think he's got some kind of a leg injury, maybe a hamstring pull. I think that's why Vegas thought he was going to be out against Texas A&M. There's no explosiveness with the run. He's a drop back quarterback, and he has trouble getting away from and eluding tacklers. When he's at full speed, he's the fastest guy on the field. He's not the fastest guy on the field right now. Okay. So this is a group thing. We also had another bad snap. Seth McLaughlin, you got to snap the ball when the quarterback wants you to snap it. You guys got to get on the same page. It wasn't as epic as it was at the beginning of the year where you were doing it all game, but that's got to improve. And for that, I give Alabama all in all in the game a D+ for offense. And it's because they're not improving on the offensive line. Yeah, there were some good blocking on some run plays, and then they're missing blocks. D- would be like almost an F, and I'm not doing that. I'm saying D+, maybe C-, kind of in that, I don't know, grading. I went to Alabama. I was a grad student. I graded papers. To me, 70, 69, 68, somewhere in there. Got to get better in that capacity or this team's in big trouble. All right, before we get to the defense, I want to say thank you for being here. This is the Bama Tailgate Daily Show on the Bama Tailgate YouTube channel. Say Roll Tide by subscribing and hanging out, and make sure you comment on the video. Maybe you disagree with me. Maybe your grade might be, you say, hey, it's an A. That's an A performance on offense. So that's an F. I want to know why. Go ahead and tell me why, and just throw it right there in the comment section, but I appreciate it. All right, let's go to the defense. And again, 24-21, Alabama won. They were up 24-6 and then absolutely fell asleep and watched KJ Jefferson just go down the field. What did Nick Saban say? He said like a gnat on a fly's ass. Oh, no, it was like in Tommy Boy when he's trying to figure out how to tell him, like about a butcher sticking his head up a bull's ass. And then he fixed it. He's like, no, I mean, it's like a fly on a bull's ass and, or a cow's ass, and he swats it away. He needed a little bit of help bringing down Jefferson on that play, but Jefferson is a good quarterback, and he's tough. And once he got the momentum, he started making plays for Arkansas, and Alabama has historically had trouble with running quarterbacks. Jefferson has the ability to run. He's a bigger quarterback. He also made some good throws. He made some plays after Alabama's defense, I thought, dominated that game up until that point. Maybe a slow start, then got things going. And then again, as the players said, they definitely lost focus. Nick Saban said lost momentum. And I could see both of those. But there were some good things about the defense. Look, 4 sacks, 7 tackles for loss. Don't get that lost in the game, too. Caleb Downs had 7 tackles to lead the team. Jalen Key had 7, 4 solo tackles. Downs had 6 solo tackles, by the way. Deontay Lawson's back, and he's doing his thing. 4 solo tackles, 6 total. So guys were out there making plays, and that's important. So when the game was on the line, Dallas Turner bulled through their offensive line and got a sack of Jefferson. He didn't swat him off of him like a gnat on a fly's ass or a fly on a cow's ass or a bull's ass or whatever it is. He took him down, and that was really the end of the ball game for Arkansas. No team made a turnover in this game. It was a well-played game. Arkansas played one of their best games as far as not turning the ball over, and that's been a problem for them this year, but it wasn't a problem against Alabama on Saturday. And then Alabama's done a great job of getting turnovers, but Arkansas really didn't give them any of those opportunities. No one fumbled. No one threw interceptions. It was a clean game, and it just came down to making plays, and Alabama made a few more plays than Arkansas. So going back to the defense, my grade for the defense would be a B-. Yeah, I know they lost focus, and they could have had an A in this game. They would have stayed focused if it was a 24-6 final. You know what? Give you an A, high fives, game balls. No, you guys, you're making us worry about Tennessee now because we're looking at that fourth quarter going, okay, what Alabama is going to show up? Are we going to see that offense from the first part of the game, or are we going to see the offense from the end of the game? Are we going to see the defense that wasn't able to make stops or the one that could? Now, I think the biggest difference that you're going to see between this game against Arkansas and Saturday against Tennessee is look for Malachi Moore to be back. And I think that's a big deal for this Alabama team. But for the most part, they made it through healthy, a couple guys injured, but nothing that's going to really affect Alabama going in against Tennessee. So I give them a B-. What's that, like 81, somewhere in that range, 82, barely a B, almost a C+, but I think they deserve a B. They won the game because of the defense. And look, and the catch by Nye Black too. But when Arkansas could have come down the field, took the lead, Dallas Turner, just like he did against Texas A&M 2 games ago, came up with the biggest play of the game. And for that, he got Alabama off the C range into the B range. And plus, you won the football game. All right, special teams. I'm giving these boys an A. What kind of score are you getting? Hey, you guys are getting an A+. First off, James Burnip, we didn't know if he was going to play. He played, and he did well. Punted the shit out of the football. The guy's a gamer. And with this team and the issues that Alabama has right now, where they're kind of up and down, you really don't know what you're getting with them, having Burnip being able to go out there and punt the ball and change field position, coming back from an injury to get the job done, great job. And then Will Reichert. This guy just broke the all-time SEC scoring record. It was held by Auburn's Daniel Carlson. If there's a guy that I'm glad is no longer holding a record, it's Carlson. I got sick of seeing Carlson. He kicked every field goal. And it's nice to have that guy in a crimson and white uniform with numbers on the side of the helmet. And that'd be Will Reichert. So that's a big deal. That's how solid the guy's been. He didn't have to do a whole lot in this football game, a field goal and 3 extra points, but he's a weapon. And if you need him, he comes out there and gets the job done. So congratulations to Will Reichert, James Burnip, and the special teams. Throw the special teams in, kickoff. They didn't give up any punt returns or, kickoff returns. A lot of those go in the end zone. The guys got down there and made tackles too to contribute to the A that unit has gotten from Professor Gillispie today here on the show. I know that after a game like that, some of you probably aren't feeling the, hey, this is a great time for me